Hello everyone, and welcome to another session of our Tidbits for Today podcast. I'd like to go over some of the things that I learned on my trip to Nigeria about 2 weeks ago. For those of you who are close to me, know that I spent 2 weeks in Nigeria through a collaboration with the local states in Nigeria at a place called the Bank of Industry. The purpose of our trip was to educate small and medium enterprises about starting a small business and how to run the businesses that they currently own. One of the things that I definitely took away from this was the importance of choosing the proper entity when you form your company. Now, many folks out there with the entrepreneurial spirit are very anxious and enthusiastic about starting their own company. But one of the first things you should consider is what is the proper entity for your business venture. You might look at a sole proprietorship. If you have more than one person, you might consider doing a partnership. In some instances, you may have what's called a limited liability company. And then the most common type is the corporation. Now, depending upon what your goals are, if you are one that foresees in the future that you might want to publicly trade your company, you might consider the corporate form. Those, like many of us who have a small business, the limited liability company is basically a highly recommended format to use to run your business. In a limited liability company, essentially you have the same protections as a corporation. However, you don't have some of the restrictions that a corporation has. For example, you are not limited to the amount of members in your entity. Additional benefit is that you have what's called pass-through taxation. So you're able to generate income and you pay the expenses through the LLC. However, you don't have to worry about paying a tax on the entity itself. The income that you get from running your business is paid on your own personal income taxes. So that's definitely one of the things that we've seen being used across the board in the United States, and also it's coming to fruition in the state of Nigeria. So once again, when you think about starting that enterprise, you have a great idea that you want to get out there to the public. Think about the entity choice that you're going to use, whether it be the partnership or the limited liability company or corporation. I advise everyone out there to get the proper legal advice before getting started. Well, that's it for today. Thank you.